It is right now a diplomatically led, economic sanction buttressed effort to try to turn North Korea off this path. Now, what does the future hold? Neither you nor I can say. So there's one thing the U.S. Army can do, and that is you have got to be ready to ensure that we have military options that our president can employ if needed.
That was Defense Secretary James Mattis today urging military leaders to, quote, be ready with options should diplomacy fail. This is we're hearing that Britain is reportedly preparing for possible war to break out with North Korea as concerns are rising that another provocative missile test could trigger a military response by the United States. Here with me now to discuss, Hugo Gurdon, Washington Examiner editorial director, and Rebecca Grant, former official in the office of the Secretary of the Air Force and current president of IRIS Independent Research. Rebecca, I'll start with you. Britain is preparing for war. General Mattis is telling the U.S. military leaders that we should have several military options on the table. How close are we, perhaps?
Well, Britain is our very closest ally, and keep in mind, their defense minister noted a few months ago that some of those long-range missiles from North Korea could target London at some point. That said, you know, I think we're in about the same place. They're ready to fight tonight. They're taking this very seriously, but note this, South Korea has not seen imminent moves towards military confrontation by North Korea.
But Hugo, news coming out of North Korea is that Kim Jong-un promoted his sister to a senior ruling party post. He's praised the country's nuclear weapons program. And all of these things continue to sort of spark an alarm that his dynasty, that they want to preserve their dynasty, and perhaps the only way to do that is to flex their newfound nuclear muscle.
Yeah, the whole North Korean tactic and strategy is to preserve the Kim dynasty. So promoting the sister and, you know, praising the nuclear weapons, etc., that's part of it. But at the same time, they are rational actors to the extent that if they really see the possibility of a nuclear strike or a military strike, put it that way, and unsettling them or unseating them, then they're going to take this seriously. And I think that what we have to realize is that the administration is playing good cop, bad cop here. The president is clearly playing bad cop and being threatening, and obviously General Mattis backed that up today. But at the same time, Rex Tillerson is traveling around the world and closing the vice on North Korea. He's getting other states, particularly allies, to reduce their contacts with North Korea, cut off trade, etc., etc. They don't want to suggest to North Korea that war is inevitable, because that would be bad diplomacy. But they do want North Korea to think war might be possible, and therefore they need to back down.
North Korea is on Twitter, and they paid attention to President Trump, to your point. Whether you want to say he's playing bad cop or he's just being sort of realistic about it all, Rebecca, it does feel like perhaps war is inevitable. And even as the economic noose begins to tighten, you know, I'm an old Sun Tzu's reader. You know, what's their back door? What is their avenue of retreat to save face for North Korea?
Right, and we have seen them take a couple steps back. They threatened Guam and didn't attack. They threatened a Pacific nuke airburst, didn't do it. They threatened U.S. fighters and bombers. Good luck with that. They didn't do it. And so there could be a time when they're going to say, hey, all right, here's our arsenal. Now what do we do? But Charles, you remember your Sun Tzu. The real victor is the one who doesn't have to fight the war. Yeah. So Trump and Mattis are tapping the accelerator, putting down the crop on the racehorse to keep that military pressure on. I still expect this to end in talks.
Hugo, I only have 20 seconds. Besides sending them some good tailors, is there any other way to resolve this non-militarily?
Yeah, I think that the Chinese have to be persuaded that Trump is not bluffing. I think that you've seen the Chinese already do some things. They do not want the United States involved in this area, unsettling the area, so they will continue to put pressure.
Rebecca, thank you both very, very much. Now, here's Lou Dobbs.